So today I had a really weird experience. I already made a video, well, I had my other nicer clothes on, about French lavender that I got at the farmer's market today. And I used to love the farmer's market, and I mentioned that in my other video if you watched it. And it's always just nice, and people are usually friendlier, and the energy is great, and I love seeing all the fresh flowers and the fresh vegetables and fruits and everything. And also people there, sometimes there's like funky food there to get too. Like today there was Thai food and fresh Mexican food and everything. It was nice. But at our old farmer's market, everybody brought their dogs. Everyone. Because it wasn't closed off at all. It was like in this parking space, and there was just, everything was open. And there were service dogs and regular dogs. I'm about to talk about service dogs. So we gotten used to taking our dogs with us over the years. Ever since my sister was little, we've taken our dogs. I don't remember if we ever took dogs when we went to farmers markets when I was a kid, but today we went into the side of the farmers market, and there's a couple entrances, but they're not like real designated entrances. It's still a little bit open. And we brought our Maltipoo Fritzy, who is so well behaved and such a good dog. He's so tiny and fluffy, and everybody was like, oh, how cute, how cute. So we're almost ready to leave. We're at one of the last booths that we hadn't looked at yet, and some older woman comes and into my space bubble and touches me and goes, you can't have that dog there. That is against the law. Blah, blah. Don't you see the sign? The sign is right there. And I was like, my dog's nowhere near the food, really. It's on the floor. Like, he's super tiny. Like, I didn't say anything. I'm just kind of like, we didn't see a sign, lady. And I was nice to her. I was kind of like in shock, though, because usually when someone gets in my face, I'm not the type of person to instantly usually react in kind of like a F you kind of way. I'm like, usually I either get quiet and go, okay. Or I'm kind of like, hey, well, I'm sorry. Even if I don't feel sorry, well, today I didn't realize. So, but even if I don't feel sorry in other situations, I'm just kind of like, I'm sorry. Kind of like, I'm really like, I don't know kind of attitude. And because I don't like confrontation, I don't like starting fights. So it was weird just how rude she was. And like, I'm like, okay, so I went over like this. I'm like, oh, it does say that there's a sign. I had no idea. Okay, because we're used to go, even like a couple months ago when it was that other space, we used to all take our dogs. And then another woman, I go and put the dog out of the farmer's market. Then another woman comes in of her Maltipoo. And my mom's like, hey, you know, watch out for this lady. She's kind of rude. She's going to get in your face like she did to my daughter. And had been shopping and looking. I was all happy. And she like had jumped on me basically. And it was kind of a very rude and mean experience. And it kind of like, this is what because I want to explain this. So we say to the lady, oh, okay, well, my mom says, be careful of this lady. She's rude, kind of like she's going to get in your face, but your dog maybe like she did my daughter. And the lady's like, well, my dog's a service dog. I just forgot the best. And I'm like, we're both like, okay. Like, how did that lady... If this lady doesn't get yelled at for her dog too, then it's kind of weird. Or if I had told that lady if it was a service dog or something, even though it wasn't, I wonder how her reaction would be. She'd be like, oh, I'm terribly sorry. Or not. And I've never seen a Maltipoo be a service dog before. But, I don't know. I guess any dog can be trained to be one. I don't really know anything about that too much. My friend was the only person I really knew who had a service dog, and it was a beagle who she trained herself. Because for her autistic children, or mainly her autistic daughter. And it was a good dog. Its barks were annoying, but it was a good dog. So it was kind of sad, and like it kind of ruined our experience, even though it was a nice day and everything. And I was really happy about the French lavender and stuff still. And this happened right after another woman had bumped into me, but it wasn't like, oh, bumped into me, oh, I'm sorry. It was like her whole body just had rubbed against me. And I kind of look at her, like turn around, and I'm usually the first one to say I'm sorry, even if it wasn't my fault. It's like an instinct kind of, or like my first reaction to just say, hey, I'm sorry. My mom always kind of got mad at me when I was younger, like, Karina, that was not your fault. Why did you say sorry? But I just do. I don't know. And her purse hit me and everything. She didn't care. But I kind of brushed it off. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's fine. Then that lady was rude. And then when we're leaving, some lady has one of those two children's strollers and with a screaming child in it, and she goes and sits next to the street performer who's trying to make a couple bucks. He's singing some songs about God and everything. He seemed like a really cool guy. He was outside the farmer's market. She sits her kids right next to him and starts talking on her cell phone, and I was like, how rude is that? And the guy kind of starts to walk away, even though stuff's on the floor for money and stuff. Kind of like, hey, please listen to my song still. I'm singing about my God. I'm really happy. And I love hearing songs like that too. Just because I'm a heathen or whatever, it doesn't mean I don't love singing those kind of things and hearing those songs and feeling the good energy coming out of him. even when I was, because I'm a pagan since I was 12, even then I wanted to I wanted to join a gospel choir because the music is so uplifting and fantastic, and I felt bad that I didn't really believe in the same gods as they did, or same God as they did, and their beliefs and all that. But it's still, I love the music. So this guy was awesome. And he wasn't singing too loudly or anything too. He was actually being really nice. And because sometimes you'll see street performers and they're singing so loud you can't hear yourself think. And I know they're trying to draw people in, so whatever. So I'm like, wow, 3 people in a row at one place. How can people be so rude? And I'm going backwards in my story. We had just gone to the store, and a woman in there had cut off one of the employees from getting on the escalator, and I was thinking to myself, well, that was rude because he had been standing there for a while waiting. And then another woman had gotten out and was talking to my mom. She's like, well, yeah, I'm from Michigan, so people are a lot nicer. It's not like here at all. She's like, I can't stand living here. Like, I want to leave. And so now I always think, makes me think, like, maybe it's just people in San Diego, because I always tell people how, or I mean, people say, wow, people are rude here. I'm like, it's the San Diego way. And when I go travel other places, I freak out how nice people are. Like, people say hi to me and stuff, and I'm like, I don't have any change. Take what you want. Oh, you're just being nice. Okay. Whew, gonna have a heart attack there. Like, San Diego can be aggressive, and they're not very feeling and nice people. Not everybody, but that's like the general kind of energy of this place, which is sort of sad. My sister lives in Iowa, and like her dorm mates like invite her home for spring break and stuff. Come, my mom will cook for you and do this. That does not happen here. um, and people are a lot nicer elsewhere too. I remember in Oregon, we were eating somewhere, and people were walking by and just like, hi, and I'm like, do I look like one of your friends? I mean, do you think you know me? Because I'm not from here. And it's just, no, they're nice. I'm sure not everywhere that everybody's completely nice, but you get what I'm saying. So it's kind of weird to think that how people are so rude and aggressive, and makes me wonder if I'm that way. Because I know I'm very shy, so a lot of times I won't talk to people because I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to say. Like, I can be socially awkward, you know? I'm not a good conversationalist like my mom is. She's very good with other people. And that's also from her being a hairdresser and a nurse, and she was very involved in her high school and other things as well. It's just part of her natural personality also. Whereas I'm not like that. I'm more of a, like, I want to sit in the corner of my book and not look at anybody. But yeah, it was just strange, like, why people do these things. Like, why they get off on being rude or not caring. And it was funny because also, not funny, I always say that. And the first thing also in the farmer's market, I forgot about another experience. But these were direct experiences to me. But we were walking by, and my sister's dog basically has a white afro. Like, it's all white fur except for the ears have a little bit of blue. And a little kid, I couldn't tell if it was a boy or girl. I think the kid had low self-esteem or something, and that's why they're making fun of my sister, because they're kind of dorky, and they seem like they're the kind of kid that gets picked on regularly. She was like, oh, look at that mutant. Oh, it's a mutant. And I'm like, what is he talking about? What is he? I'm looking around, like, looking at him. And he goes, that girl in the brown shirt has a mutant for a pet. And I'm like, looking at my sister, brown shirt, looking down at Fritzy. Mutant? Like, sad. Like, that's our puppy's not a mutant. He's just fuzzy. He's beautiful. And my sister didn't really care, but my mom's kind of like, what the heck? Like, why would a child do that? Scream across the farmer's market. That girl in the brown shirt has a mutant for a dog. And I'm like, why is this place so negative now? Like, I wonder if it's just because they changed spots. Like, the other place had great energy, and this one kind of didn't. So I'm wondering if it's like the area that it's in too. Maybe different things crossing there. The energy isn't fantastic, and that's what it's influencing people, or if people are just suck. Yeah, I wanted to make a little event because I'm sure everybody feels this way, and I just was amazed today that there's so many things were happening like that. And I don't usually say anything to people. If I bump into people, I say I'm sorry. I had said I'm sorry repeatedly because I have a big purse, because I carry a lot of stuff with me, and I'm a big girl, so sometimes I don't realize how big I am, and I'll bump into people or like turn and someone will be there, and I'm tall too, so a lot of times it's smaller, shorter people. And I'll get in their way and I'm like, oh God, I'm so sorry. It's just me. And they're like, oh no, it's okay. Sometimes, other times they're just like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I really didn't mean it. I can't help it that I'm this, that I'm 5'9", have a huge purse because I have to carry all this stuff. And I can't help being overweight. I mean, I could go lose weight or something, but at that moment, I can't help it that I accidentally bumped into somebody. And so, I don't know. It's kind of upsetting, kind of depressing today. But I came home and made some garden guardians some more, and one lady bought a set of them, so that made me happy. I'm going to work on a present for a friend for her birthday. She's having a rough day too, so maybe it's just today. But my French lavender looks lovely on my altar. I put it in a little mason jar, so it's all old school. And hoping to do some orders. I forgot to buy tape today at the store. My mom gave me some, but I'll try and use that. If not, I'll just have to wait and apologize to anybody if their order's late. I don't really like to make them wait. I try to get them out as soon as I can. So, yeah, I feel good now that I'm home. But, just weird day. I don't know. So this is my random video about rude people and why they do these things I don't understand. I mean, I'm sure I've been rude in the past, but not like that. Unless I really didn't like you to begin with, not usually random strangers at all. Because you don't know what people's going on in their day, I guess. I mean, these people all could have been having bad days, but all of them to be like this and to be just rude like that, I don't really understand. I want to move, almost. I want to go find somewhere with nice people. But, yeah, thank you for watching.